turtles are some of the most remarkable animals on our planet. Every year, they migrate hundreds of kilometers from their shallow water feeding grounds to the open ocean where they mate. After having mated, the females swim on shore to lay their eggs. Next year, this new generation of sea turtles will return to the beach where they were born in order to mate and nest just like their parents did. One subpopulation of sea turtles has sparked much interest in the scientific community. These turtles, called the Ascension Island turtles, travel 2,000 kilometers from their feeding grounds off the coast of Brazil all the way to Ascension Island, a tiny speck of land in the middle of the vast Atlantic Ocean. The Ascension Island turtles have puzzled scientists for decades. Why do they embark upon an extraordinarily long and taxing migration in order to nest on one of the most remote islands on the planet? One possible answer requires us to look deep into the Earth. Like a hard-boiled egg, the Earth is stratified into several layers. For our inquiry, we will focus on the two outermost layers of the Earth, the lithosphere and the asthenosphere. The lithosphere is the rigid outer shell of the Earth, consisting of the continents and the seafloor. The asthenosphere, though it is solid, is hot enough that it flows, kind of like peanut butter. The convection, or mixing, of the asthenosphere causes the overriding lithosphere to be moved about. In some places, diverging convection cells tear the lithosphere apart. The phenomenon of tectonic plates diverging beneath the ocean is called seafloor spreading, and it occurs at mid-ocean ridges. At the mid-ocean ridge axis, magma rises to the Earth's surface right at the fissure of two lithospheric plates. When enough magma builds up, submarine mountains called seamounts form. If they become large enough, they can breach the surface of the ocean, forming beachy islands, which, as you may recall, is precisely where turtles like to nest. However, as the seafloor continues to spread and the lithospheric plate sinks due to cooling, the seamounts can become submerged, and the turtles lose their nesting ground. This is exactly what scientists think happened with the Ascension Island turtles. Over 100 million years ago, South America and Africa were united in a giant landmass called Pangaea. Soon, however, convection of the asthenosphere caused a mid-ocean ridge to form between the continents, and by 80 million years ago, South America and Africa were separated by the newly formed Atlantic Ocean. Soon after the continents split, seamounts formed near the mid-ocean ridge, not too far off the coast of Brazil. Just around this time, the ancestors of the Ascension Island turtles were making the short journey to mating and nesting grounds at these nearby islands. As seafloor spreading progressed, the islands that the turtles had colonized had sunk beneath the surface of the ocean, like we saw before. Luckily for the turtles, new islands were continuing to be formed, albeit closer to the mid-ocean ridge axis and thus further off the coast of Brazil. By looking at the situation over large scales of time and space, scientists have put forth this hypothesis to explain the unusually long migration of Ascension Island sea turtles. As geologic time ticked on, old seamounts sank and new ones emerged, and the turtles incrementally began migrating for longer and longer distances in order to reach their desired nesting beaches. Luckily, these little guys know how to go with the flow.